My name's Hal Hollywood, and I'm in the moving pictures business. And this is a juice joint. The biggest and bestest juice joint in the city of Chicago. Used to belong to a guy named Louis Marie. That is, till they found old Louis dead last year, buried at the bottom of a lake. Now everything belongs to this lady. That's the wife, Rosie Marie. One of the richest ladies in Chicago. She inherited an empire. And that's her daughter, Anna Marie. Daddy's little girl. Never wanted for a thing her whole life, that one. I think it was her that took old Louis' murder the hardest. And she wants revenge. That brings us to her uncle, Nicky. Better known as Notorious Nick Nimitz to the city of Chicago. He's the biggest mob boss on the whole north side. Some say he's the biggest in the whole city. Either way, he runs the city of Chicago. And Louis was Nick's best friend. He vowed to find out who had murdered his friend and to look after Louis' wife and his kid. See, Nick and Anna had a special relationship. She was like his own daughter. It hurt him to see her hurt so bad. And Nick was gonna see to it that the juice joint stayed in business and that Louis' wife and kid were well taken care of. But what Nick really wanted most, more than anything in the world, was more power. So I guess that naturally brings us to the mayor, Mayor Biggs, the most crooked, self-serving politician the city of Chicago has ever seen. A bully and a coward. And Mayor Biggs is in Notorious Nick's pockets. It's him that allows Rosie Marie to run an illegal booze joint, and he even sits and drinks with the biggest mobsters in the city. Cause Mayor Biggs wants more power himself. And one day he plans to get from beneath Nick's thumb. Elections are coming up soon, and Mayor Biggs has his eyes on something big. He plans to be Governor Biggs, and he'd do anything to get there. But Mayor Biggs isn't rolling alone. No, he has a partner in crime, Mrs. Mabel Biggs, also known as simply Mrs. Biggs. Some say that it's really Mrs. Biggs calling the shots and running the show from behind the scenes. She knows everything that's going on in Chicago, and she is good friends with Rosie and Anna Marie, and she pulls strings for them to keep the juice joint alive. She hates Notorious Nick and doesn't care who knows. She wants her husband to become the governor so she can be the first lady. And then she has her eyes on even bigger things. Picture Mrs. Big at the White House. To her, Nick Nimitz is in the way. But on a brighter note, now we have Southside Sal, the gentleman gangster, the lady killer. Sal would be the biggest mob boss in the whole city if it wasn't for one guy. Notorious Nick Nimitz. Sal has been feeling his pockets take a hit since Nick got the mayor and the chief of police under his thumb. A gangster's gotta live and eat, and he's gotta kill anybody trying to stop that from happening. And right now, in Sal's life, Nick was the person stopping him from eating. Him and his familia. Sal wasn't gonna play second fiddle for long. Which leads us to Muggsy Malone, Notorious Nick's right-hand man. He's an up-and-coming boss, and he wants the whole city. If he plays his cards right, takes orders and listens carefully, Nick is slowly grabbing up all the power in Chicago. And with the juice joint and the mayor and the chief of police in their pockets, the north side will forever run the city. Unless, of course, something happened to Nick. Then the city would belong to Muggsy Malone. And Muggsy had a few ideas about what he would do with it. And that leads us to the chief of police, Chief Cameron, another of Chicago's finest, on the friggin' take. Chief Cameron is bought and sold. He knows that the mayor is on Nick's payroll, and he knows that Nick is after his job. See, Nick wants the mayor to appoint one of his own friends as the police chief. That way the mobsters will have complete control of the city. But Chief Cameron, he has different plans. He ain't going out without a fight. He has info and dirt on everybody in the city, and he'll do anything he has to keep his job and his power. You go talking about power, and you gotta talk about Kitty Cocktail. Man, she's a bad one, with a capital B-A-D. She's been working at the juice joint since it ever opened, and she has one thing on her mind. Kitty Cocktail wants to be a boss. She comes in day after day, works her fingers to the bone, serving all of the most important and powerful men in the city. She uses all of her charm and seduction to learn all that she can, to observe and to memorize, cause one day she has plans to be the one sitting in this same juice joint, not serving drinks, but instead being served like a boss. Kitty Cocktail ain't your average girl. She knows it, and everybody else is gonna know it soon enough. Kitty Cocktail's about to make a come up. This is about to get fun. If there's anybody out there who knows the juice joint and everything that's going on there, it's Cindy Butt. Cindy Butt is just a cigarette girl. That's what everybody thinks anyway. In all reality, Cindy has a lot of power. She knows a lot of the secrets that surround the city and the underworld. She knows who's on Nick Nimitz's payroll. She once was an item with the Northside boss. She knows who killed Louis Marie. She even knows who poisoned Nick with a drink. She knows about Southside Sal's plans to take over. She knows about Anna Marie and how she isn't so innocent as she acts. Cindy is just biding her time at this juice joint. Cindy Butt has bigger plans and dreams. In the meantime, she smiles and sells cigarettes. Eyes wide open, not missing a single thing. She won't be a cigarette girl for long, I bet you that. And speaking of women in power, we gotta speak about Molly Maul. Everybody knows she's Notorious Nick's new lady friend, He's crazy about her. And Molly has big plans to break into show business. And that plan's name is Nick. Notorious Nick Nimitz is so head over heels about this girl that he won't face the facts. The fact that she has zero talent. She sings like a bird, alright, a damn vulture. And she may be cute, but she's no leading lady, no Greta Garbo, let me tell you. She has one thing going for her, and that's ambition, with a capital Bition. And Molly has Nick putting the squeeze on me. How Hollywood, can you believe this guy? She wants the starring role as leading lady in my new picture. My first moving picture with sound, I might add. And I can't lie, I have my eyes on a better girl for the part. A great looker, a great singer. But what Nick wants, Nick gets. That brings us to Dina Diva. She's tall, she's gorgeous, long legs, beautiful eyes. Yeah, Dina's everything a director could ask for in a leading lady. She can sing like a songbird, she can act, she has everything going for her, except for the part. See, she's being cheated out of her shot by Notorious Nick Nimitz and his girlfriend Molly Mall, and she doesn't even know it. She thinks she has a great chance after she killed Molly Mall at the auditions. But when she finds out that she never stood a chance from the beginning, that her role had already been purchased, she will be furious. Maybe she'll even be mad enough to kill.